Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And if you want to listen to the news as a podcast, you can do so by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. But coming up today, a further update on the matches set to go down at WrestleMania 36.
I'm going to tell you all about the one-sided pounding that was this week's Wednesday night ratings.
Another update on the future of AEW during this difficult time.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers as two of wrestling's biggest, beefiest boys collide.
And WWE getting trolled? Please, please don't call us heroes. This is the news.
No, seriously, don't call us heroes. To kick things off, we've got a big bad story from one of our favourite sources, and when it comes in from postwrestling.com, you know that the news is...
No bollocks, just Pollock.
John Pollock, baby, coming through once again with the scoop. It's WrestleMania related because, of course, it is. There's something every bloody day. It's never ending. The story here relates to WWE's taping schedule ahead of and potentially for Mania, with one of John Pollock's sources telling him that WWE plan on a, quote, ambitious taping schedule that will encompass every single episode of Raw and SmackDown on the road to WrestleMania. So that is Raw on the 23rd and 30th of March, SmackDown on the 27th of March and 3rd of April, taping all of those in advance over the next week. And also one source has told him that they may well pre-tape both nights of WrestleMania. So this is all, well, you know, WrestleMania, part going down in the Performance Center, part going down elsewhere. We don't know where else just yet, but it's an interesting one to unpack this, because usually you think, oh, pre-taped shows, they don't have as much zest, they don't have as much energy, they can be spoiled. Well, this time the chances of spoilers are much diminished because there can't be there's no fans there to ruin it. So unless some source within the company goes, hey, this is what happened and blah 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 and stuff, which is always a possibility, there's always a chance something like this could happen. I think that this is probably, on the balance of things, sensible. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. It's the right idea. Look, I know that we are used to, you know, live TV shows on Mondays and Fridays and obviously a live WrestleMania. But due to the current situation and like the fact that we will probably not find out the results of anything that goes down, it makes a lot of sense. So the situation may well get worse, and surely it's best to have these in the bank if you want to provide content. Like we say, we always need that escapism, especially right now. I don't see any issues with this. What I do foresee, though, is what's the name of the dodgy bloke who makes nonsense up? Not the opposite of John Pollock, Brad Shepard.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Brad Shepard's source is going to tell you all the results of the matches, even though he's just going to probably tweet all the possible permutations, then delete all the tweets that don't apply to it and go, see, told you.
Remember that time he predicted Sasha Banks' exclusive return 10 times in a row and then finally got it right at the end? It's like accuracy. Yeah. Anyway.
That's what's going to happen, is he's going to be like, my sources are telling me that Brock Lesnar retains at WrestleMania, and then he's also going to tweet, my sources are going to tell me that Drew McIntyre wins the title at WrestleMania, and then he'll just delete the one that's not true.
The shoot season's not supposed to come out until the 5th story.
Okay, right, let's move on. An update on some more stuff around WrestleMania 36. Not really a huge surprise, this. We sort of were speculating or just outright saying that this wasn't going to happen, but it has been confirmed by multiple sources, as you would expect, that there are going to be no Battle Royals at WrestleMania 36. I mean, they're pretty much impossible considering the current rules being laid out by the CDC. So the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the Women's Battle Royal, they will not be happening at WrestleMania, at the very least, due to the current situation. No real surprise.
Yeah, no shocks there. I believe the current guidelines are no more than 50 people in a building or something like that at the same time. The Andre had 30 people in it last year, so if you do that, you can't really fit a whole lot of production crew and other wrestlers.
Trying to eliminate people like that.
Yeah, man. Like as soon as you're out of the match, you're out of the building and a production guy comes in. Yeah, no, it's no great surprise, but we have confirmation now. Ryan Satin came through with a lot of info on this. Good stuff. I mean, it's the Battle Royals. They're usually okay, right? They're usually all right, but they don't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm devastated about the current situation with WrestleMania 36, but I, for one, wasn't like, no, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that was won last year by...
Braun.
Oh, Braun, yeah, because they had those two goobers from SNL that no one cared about, instead of giving Titus O'Neil an entrance while I was there.
Absolute bell wipes. Speaking of bell wipes, ratings? I don't know why I said that, but the ratings
Hang on 1 second, sorry. Hello, yeah, police, I'd like to report a murder. Go on, carry on.
This is, so NXT got bodied, basically. Now, there are reasons for this, before you pop off, there are reasons for this, but basically the numbers are in. AEW rose 22% this week. They scored an average overall viewership of 932k. That is their highest since the 15th of January. NXT was down 22%. This is the lowest number they've had since going on to USA Network, 542,000. Good. The 18 to 49 demographic was a similar one-sided pounding with AEW swinging the hammer.
Oh, nice.
That's Chael Sonnen, I stole that.
Very good stuff.
AEW 0.35 rating, up from 0.26. NXT down to 0.16. There's no further data available on NXT, actually. We can't tell you if they won the over 50s because they weren't in the top 50 shows for the night. Now, obviously here, as always, we shout out to the man, Tony Maglio, and his little formula. Momentum plus marketing equals ratings. AEW clearly has the momentum. They win every single week. NXT, well, marketing this week, no matches.
Yeah, they did set themselves up for this, really.
Yeah.
I don't think they anticipated they were going to do well with a clip show. No. It was great, though. If you haven't watched NXT, go and watch it. It's phenomenal. It will get you more excited for whenever they finally pull the trigger on Ciampa Gargano. It reminds you how much of a star Rhea Ripley is. And Finn Balor, I mean, what do I need to say about Finn Balor?
It's a really good show. The thing is, it's just this full-on wrestling show in an empty building versus a clip show. So, it was always going to be kind of like one-sided, and the pendulums were going to swing in certain directions and so forth. Also, at the moment, doesn't really matter all that much, I don't think. It's a difficult time. It's unforeseen circumstances for both companies. However, with Raw and SmackDown both going up, it's a bit of a disappointment that NXT didn't see a similar bump.
Yeah, but like I say, I think certainly in terms of WWE, they won't have been like, oh, cool, can't wait to break 1 million with this clip show.
Yeah,
there's nothing to be concerned about here if you're a fan of WWE. Look, congratulations to AEW. It's great news that there are loads of viewers who are wanting to watch stuff like that, and I thought they put on a really, really good show. We all did here, really, at WhatCulture, because we're all, of course, paid AEW shills. But no real surprises there. And I don't anticipate that WWE were like, what? We lost to AEW when all we did was show clips. It's absolutely
They don't
fine.
give a hoot.
More developments, though, with AEW. You may remember we reported yesterday, and a lot of people are speculating online, the future for them in terms of their shows going forward, because they advertise a lot of stuff like Blood and Guts, not for next week, just for the next Dynamite. And according to The Observer, there are a lot of moving parts within AEW, and it's not certain what the company will do with its weekly shows going forward. They do plan to have a show next week at the very least, but plans can change, and it sounds like they're just covering themselves off in case even more of a lockdown happens.
Just preparing for whatever may come in the future. Smart to do so, I think. Very smart to do so. The last thing you want is to go, hey, this is going down, this is going down, this is going down, and have to cancel everything at short notice. It's smart work. And, we might miss a few weeks of Dynamite, but that's the situation.
We take it as we can. And to be honest, if this week's was the last Dynamite for a while, what a hell of a show to end it on.
It was a banger, wasn't it? Let's head over to Twitter. Shoot season, I am pleased to report, is still very much open. Last night, it was Braun Strowman and it was Lance Archer getting into a bit of fisticuffs on the old Twitter.com. So it started when some guy snitch tweeted Braun Strowman. Don't snitch tag people, man. It's bad form, especially when it's Jim Cornette. He's not going to fix whatever's broken inside you, internet person. Either way, this fella here tweeted, as a response to the Murder Hawk Mansion segment from AEW Dynamite, said, "This is what Braun Strowman should have been. You look like a true beast." Braun replied saying, "Great value brand version of me, good joke." Lance chimed in soon after to make him dance. He said, "Great value, you say? Great. Yup. Valuable? Yup. Experienced? Yup. Agile? Yup. Interesting? Yup. Personality? Yup. So yeah, you can say I'm of damn good value. So thanks, kid." Braun replied saying, "Anytime, old man." And Lance summed it up by saying, "Seasoned to perfection. You said it wrong." So spicy stuff from two of the beefier lads in pro wrestling today, baby.
I'm calling it right now. If we're all stuck, not being able to do anything else, they should have a match. Not on 2K because it's dreadful, but they should have a match on a good wrestling game.
Yeah.
5-star wrestling Regenesis.
A good wrestling game like that one.
Just all about that. Speaking of trolling, I'll allow it. A new article from David Bixenspan on Forbes has unearthed something very interesting here. We're sort of going to very briefly mention it. WWE are being sued, but don't take it too seriously. It's by company Rothschild Broadcast Distribution Systems. And if that sounds vague, you're going to see why in a second. They are known awful patent trolling. You may have seen this reported over about a lot of different things. I know John Oliver's done a report on it ages and ages ago. Basically, a patent troll is someone who patents a very, very vague concept and attempts to sue anyone using something that falls under their description. This company are suing WWE for the WWE network based on the premise, get this, that it sends a video over to the user to stream on their device. I mean, that literally applies to any streaming service.
I am going to sue them for use of the letter W. They've used it twice in their initials there, so I can probably get double the money. That's what this is.
And anyone who uses the word iconic going forward, you can look forward to being heard from by my lawyers.
Exactly. Is your name...
Even the Iconics.
Exactly, man. Is your name Andy? In which case, I'm sorry, brother, but you owe me some cheddar.
What a load of bollocks this
bag
is.
of crap, isn't it?
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Domithik Dijakovic.
Very nice.
Very good Twitter name, that. Since Johnny Gargano has done everything he can in NXT, who would you like to see him feud with on the main roster? Domithik Dijakovic says, my choice would be Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I was going to say Daniel Bryan as well. I mean, it's such an obvious one. Also, working with Daniel Bryan would hopefully keep him away. Like, I'm not fond of the melodrama with the Johnny Gargano storylines and the Ciampa stuff. I would like to see him just work with a guy he can just have matches with without having to do all the looking at his hands over the top dramatism. Give me Daniel Bryan, absolutely. I mean, like, the image of Brock suplexing him around the ring is kind of cool as well. I think they could have a really good underdog versus Big Bad Bully match.
You've got it all wrong, mate. You've got it all wrong. As much as it would be good to see him fight like Daniel Bryan or have another match with Aleister Black like they had in NXT, do you know who should fight? That Amog Baheen guy who's in the Performance Center, the massive basketball player.
Big Jordan.
Yeah.
7'6"
That's what I want to see.
Oh, baby.
Just Gargano. Oh, bollocks.
This is barely up to his waist.
Second question today comes from Big Joe83 on Twitter, who says, AEW's use of stables has been impressive and refreshing. Oh, I see you're an AEW shield like myself, Big Joe. Do you think there is room for more, and do you think they will put Matt Hardy on one or lead one after the delete?
I think they've probably got enough stables right now, AEW. They've got loads of trios. Like, if they wanted to do a trios division now, I think they'd have some like 8 teams that can fight for it. They've got the Inner Circle as well. They've got the Elite, obviously. I think that it's kind of crowded as far as that goes. Now, I know New Japan and Japanese promotions like Dragon Gate really make that work, but it's American wrestling, it's a little bit different. As far as Matt Hardy and like extra people go, I think we're going to see him and his weird little posse. I think we're going to see Rebby get involved with the she was playing the piano on Dynamite. I think we'll see Senor Benjamin, we'll see Vanguard 1, we'll see the Scribe, remember him? Well, Vanguard, the boat, the Skarsgård, the dilapidated boat. It's not quite as stable, but I think we'll see his posse.
Or perhaps utilising other stars who've got a long history. Someone like I don't know, you could chuck Christopher Daniels in the Lake of Reincarnation and bring him out. Was he Suicide in Impact?
He was. So was Kazarian, yeah.
They could be two suicides.
And then Scorpio Sky can be like, what the hell happened to my mates?
Where's the SCU gone? Anyway, Shannon Westcott gives us our final question of the day, saying, with the newest addition to the AEW roster, what matches would you like to see on future shows? I have 2 that I'd like. Brody Lee versus Jake Hager, and Matt Hardy and Matt Jackson versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
Beefy. Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy would be a riot.
Oh, God, yes, that's the correct answer.
Absolutely, man. That could be the one. Lance Archer had phenomenal matches with Will Ospreay last year. I'd like to see him go up against Kenny Omega. I mean, there's so many possibilities. Brody Lee versus literally anyone. I just want to be reminded of how good he can be because we've not seen him able to work like a good singles feud or match. Like the Randy Orton match he had a couple of years ago on pay-per-view was really underrated, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Bouts of that caliber for Brody.
I'd just chuck Brody in that match with Luchasaurus and Wardlow.
Hell yeah.
Just for banter. But the Matt Hardy, Orange Cassidy's the best shout we can say. Let's move on. Let's wrap it up there. And let's move on to today's and finally, and something that you guys have been sending to me ad infinitum over the last few days. Understandably, look, we're all stuck inside with not a lot to do. Me and you played Office Battleships yesterday.
That was mental.
And I just want to give a massive shout out to Big E, who has just been wonderful on Twitter. There's him with the tweet where the auntie's at. There's him in some lovely baggy jeans. And then him just tweeting, I can't stop. Can we recreate one of these later?
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got enough beef on my frame for that, but I'm into it, baby.
We can try, I'm
let's
sure.
give it a go.
Right, let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. If you need stuff to get you through this tough time, trust me, those podcasts will do the trick. Myself, Andy Murray, and Ben Royton are going to sit down and preview SmackDown a little bit later on today as well. Plus, you can tweet at us, tweet your Twitter questions at WhatCultureWWE. And whilst you're there, follow both of us. You can follow him
At Andy H. Murray. The H stands for...
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE for now. Once again, please don't call us heroes. Well, thanks to Andy Murray. Thanks to you for watching, and we will see you soon.
Got my cape. God.